The old Victorian house creaked and groaned, settling into the night like an ancient ship on stormy seas. Rain lashed against the window panes, blurring the lights of the town into shimmering halos. Inside, a young woman named Ella sat curled up on a sofa, a half-read book resting on her lap. It had been 6 months since she'd moved into the sprawling estate, left to her by a distant relative she'd never met. 6 months of feeling watched, of hearing whispers in the dead of night and footsteps pacing just out of sight. At first, these sounds had filled her with terror. But now, more than anything, they filled her with loneliness. She missed her husband, Thomas, terribly. He'd been the one who'd suggested they buy the house, drawn to its faded grandeur and whispering history. But he'd been killed in a car accident before the sale went through. And now Ella, a city girl through and through, found herself alone in a house full of shadows in a town full of strangers. A sudden thump from the floor above made her jump. Footsteps. Again they echoed through the house, slow and deliberate, like someone dragging their feet. Then silence, heavy silence that seemed to press in on Ella, suffocating her. She got up, her heart pounding, and went to the attic door at the top of the stairs. The footsteps had come from up here, she was sure of it. But when she turned on the light and walked to the far corner where the sound had seemed to originate, she found nothing. No footprints marred the thick carpet, and the air was still, heavy with the scent of dust and decay. Over the next few weeks the nightly ritual continued. Every night, footsteps in the attic, slow and deliberate, just like before. And every night Ella would find the floor as silent and empty as her heart. Then one night, as she stood listening, a thought struck her like a shard of glass. She wasn't hearing footsteps in the attic. She was hearing footsteps following her when she went to the kitchen. The footsteps followed. When she went upstairs, so did the footsteps, always just out of sight, always a step ahead. Slowly, the house went from being a place of fear to a place of intrigue. Who was following her? Was it a ghost, a stalker, or something else entirely? One day, while exploring the dusty rooms, Ella came across a nursery. It was here, in this room, filled with the ghosts of children's laughter and lullabies, that she found the answer. Tucked away in a corner was a small wooden box. Inside, she found old dance shoes, a pair of slippers, and a diary. As she turned the brittle pages, she found an entry dated 1897. The writer had been a young mother. Her husband recently deceased, leaving her alone in the big house with their 2 children. Her days were long and lonely. She wrote of taking up dancing to fill the hours, dancing with her children in the parlor, then falling asleep as the music played on. Suddenly, a floorboard creaked above. Ella froze. Could it be her? Had the ghost of the dancer led her here all those years later, just to show her the box, to tell her story, and then to dance with her one last time? Slowly, hesitantly, Ella began to dance. She waltzed around the room, the scent of lavender and old wood filling her senses, and as she danced, the footsteps above began to fade, becoming lighter and more airy, until they were nothing more than a whisper in the dusty rafters.